This is Black Power. Black Power is the true power with General Sarah Soon said he kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to not only the Sarah Soon SETI, but the General SETI YouTube page, two dynamic powerhouse institutions on YouTube, giving you nothing but Black Power, Black Divinity. I want you to subscribe immediately. I want you to become a member. The membership link is right there in the chat. Click it. You'll get a video introduction, rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarah Soon SETI General SETI YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. The General got a new website on Teachable, uploading a lot of dynamic curriculums, powerhouse programs, certificate courses. First one up, 25 steps to the redemption of definitive Black manhood. It comes with the Brotherhood of Heru Roundtable live stream, where the brothers meet once a week discussing very important and information, powerful information pertinent to the growth and development of the Black man. Get over that, family. It's an amazing program, nothing like it. Ring the alarm, KingSeti.com online marketplace. A lot of amazing products, t-shirts, African and Kemetic necklaces, DVDs. We got it all over there, family. We know you're going to like and love something on that catalog. Get a discount, shop and save and shop. Pull the fire alarm, GeneralSeti.com, SETI University, 2,500 videos, 40 different subjects, all the subjects that you know and love from the General, all the classics stacked up down through the ages. Man, it's so powerful. It's nothing like it. Guaranteed to elevate the mind to the highest levels of consciousness. Get over there and become a member today. And everybody knows SETI got the pop in this page on Patreon. By far, you already know we got some powerful live streams coming up tomorrow. I want you in the house. There's already tons up there that you never seen before that'll blow the mind. Get over there, become a patron today. All the family that donate to the General, I thank you and appreciate you. Those that would like to donate, the link is right there in the chat, in the video description. Click it. You'll get and click it, donate. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you again. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King SETI, General SETI, Sarah Soon SETI. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share with your family and friends and comment. Just don't say nothing stupid, because I will ban your ass. Now, ain't this something? Ain't this something? Right after we were just talking about the Pontiff Maximus yesterday. That's right. And we're going to talk about him today, too. But anyway, how miraculous is it that he passes? Now, I got to get there. When did he pass? Did he pass on Easter? Let me see what time. Okay, so he died today. Okay, he died today. He didn't die yesterday. One day after he died, he actually, well, no, he wouldn't. It would have been tomorrow. It would have been on Tuesday. So but how ironic. You understand? We talking about death and resurrection. I bet you Pope Francis' ass ain't going to resurrect. I bet you his ass ain't coming back. He says he's the vicar of Christ, as Christ. That's what the vicar is. He as Christ. He takes the place of Christ on the planet. You see, so you goddamn, he can bar you out of heaven. I believe, yeah, he can bar you out of heaven. Yeah, the old Pope Francis, the first Jesuit pope in the history of the Catholic Church. You see, and the Jesuits got a hell of a resume. They like the damn CIA of the Catholic Church, you know, but they be knocking motherfuckers off and doing all type of crazy shit. A military order. But how miraculous is it that he would die the very day after he gives Mass, Easter Mass, you know? You know, so that's almost like, wow, that's almost like too good to be goddamn true. You know, it died right after the Easter, you know, and I don't even believe nothing like that has happened. I don't know. I had to go look it up. But this might be something that has never ever happened before in the history of the Catholic Church. And so many people believe that and he in their rhetoric that he's the king of the planet. That all presidents, all kings, all royalty on the planet ruled by the Pope. You see, that's what they say. And so many people don't want to pick no damn fight with the Pope because he might send out some of them henchmen like the Knights of Malta and the Jesuits and all the other orders. You know, even that order over there in England that that they got. I believe the Knights of St. Andrew, something on the, but it ain't nothing but the Knights of Malta. They done spent off. You know, and they refer to themselves as the Knights of Malta. And so, yeah, for a lot of people, they're gonna be weeping and whining. They're over there in St. Peter, over there in the St. Peter's Basilica, out there whining and crying, and they're gonna, in about 9 days from now, they're gonna have a funeral for this Pope, and then within 30 days after that, I believe they're gonna elect the next Pope. Now, if you see it's a black man, y'all better run for cover. You know the end days is because they didn't. He might very well be the Antichrist. You understand? People say, Seti, why would you say, goddamn, he ain't gonna change that? He ain't gonna change that. That's what y'all niggas, y'all just see just like Obama. As long as y'all see a nigga in the position, y'all think all of a sudden, oh, we got one on us. That shit ain't gonna change nothing. You understand what I'm saying? They're gonna be back there with the cross upside down in the chapels, and he gonna switch his clothes and shit. Gonna have the red aprons on and thing back there, and they're gonna be back there venerating Lucifer, Beelzebub, Samael, and all the rest of it. They got right up under the Vatican. They got a old Roman street with all type of temples and shit that they done built on top of. That's true. Y'all didn't know that? Right now, you could go into the basement up under the Vatican, and it used to be like a shopping district. You know what I'm saying? But they even had some temples in there. And I seen on one of the temples where they had a demon, literally a demon. It had bat wings. It had it looked like a man, but he had bat wings on his back, and he was on a horse and shit. You know, and I say, oh, and they lead this shit up under, and they supposed to be they supposed to be the Church of God and all this, that, and the third, and they would leave. But that's what it's about. A lot of them damn statues that's right there in St. Peter's Basilica. And I wasn't prepared for the buzzard to die today. I wasn't. I didn't. I wasn't prepared because I would have went in there and got some things. But I most definitely gonna double back and show you a lot of the symbolism that's in there, because the Catholic Church is steeped in a lot of ancient mythos. You know, they done stole from this civilization, that wherever Alexander the Great went, he co-opted a lot of ideas. They went into Elam, which they call Persia, and usurped the Mithraism, the worship of Mithra, which ain't nothing but Heru. It ain't nothing but a version of Ra that the Kushites took over there. That's all it is. Zoroastrianism, you see. But when you go in there and you go into St. Peter's, they're gonna have this statue that they're gonna say is St. Peter. It's black now. It got curly hair in his fro. He got a little curly fro, little curls, and he black. You see, and he got the ring of Saturn on the top of his head. They're going to tell you that's St. Peter. No, that's Saturn. But the blackness, I'm going to talk about that on a deeper level. You see, because it's layers. You see, it's layers. And when you understand, even when they putting them video games together, all that HD shit and all that, where it look like it's 3D, it's layers. You see, you got to understand, you can't be myopic. You can't look at the first layer and say, oh, it's layers up under that shit. And the deep mind gonna know that and gonna pull the layers and shit and look as deep into the mythos as possible to get the truth of what it is. And then you will go right down from that statue. Because they still venerating the ancient Roman, Greco-Roman mythology. Don't believe it? You got to understand, even Mithra. And they'll go to Constantine. And Constantine supposedly was the first Christian emperor. He was the first Christian emperor. He the first emperor that legalized Christianity. And every emperor, they'll have an arch. It's like it's a large ceremonial arch, and it and a triumphal arch. And they got the one for Constantine, and he ain't got Jesus on there. He got Mithra all around his triumphal arch, and you could tell the Mithrite priests, because they got this certain type of hat that the Pope wear it too. But he wear it when he's in his office of the Pontifex Maximus. See, that guy right behind you is the Pontifex Maximus, and that is a title that is given to the highest priest in the ancient Roman religion. And what's crazy, he co-opted the title. He co-opted, Julius Caesar was the Pontifex Maximus. And you will see them, they'll wear the hood. They'll wear the lightly thin hood, like a veil almost. And see, you can go and see Saturn wearing that same hood. Now, when you see the hood, it's a mystery cult. So you can't, right there, you're automatic. Even if you don't know, the look. You know what I'm saying? That it don't take nothing for face value. When you see that, when you see the hood, and majority of them gods, they wear that hood. Okay, you will see the Pontifex Maximus. You will see Odin, the Nordic chief deity. He wears the hood. He's called the Grimnir. You see, and that means the hooded one. You see, and he'll wear the hood. That means this a mystery cult. You will see Jesus, and they like to take a lot, even though they never seen Jesus. They'll show you Jesus with the lightly thin hood on it, and even the Druids, they wear the lightly thin. That means it's a mystery cult. Okay, and so the Pope wear it too, and he wear that hat of Mithra. It's a red hat. It looked like it's Santa Claus, but Santa Claus got it from the Mithrites, okay, which are the priests, and they call them magi, you see, magicians. So when you talk about the three wise men, those are Ethiopian. See, those, and the Chaldeans was always in ancient mythology credited with being Ethiopians. That the mystery system of the Chaldeans and the Elamites and all, they was a brotherhood of the Nile Valley. All those mystery systems were set up by the Cushites all over the planet, and they very similar in how they operate. So again, you can see right there that the Catholics got something from Persia, they got something from Egypt with the Aset and Heru, which is very dominant, the black Madonna, even though they didn't change the phenotype. You understand? They didn't change the phenotype because, they trying to trick you, that you don't know everything, but they kept the color because they know they cannot play with the sacred science. That when you talk about the melanin and you talk about the universe, you end up tricking yourself. You can't take everything out. So they got the black Madonna and child. And those are the most sacred Madonnas in all of damn Europe. They don't, when you talk about this, the most sacred, and I went over all of them, that they got them all over Europe, the black Madonnas. You see, but they'll tell you black means death and all it is. And in the term that they use Nagra. You see what I'm saying? Mary is, they say the black Madonna, and they'll put Nagra, and they tell you can't say nigga. Because if you look at that and then you connect it to, this is the Holy Mother, the Holy Black Madonna, then you see that it means something divine. You see that it means something holy. And they don't want you to connect to that because if you start getting off into your sacred etymology, you're going to find out you connected to the holy creation of the universe. And they don't want you to know that. But they know. You see, that's why when you go in there, but don't get it twisted. A lot of you niggas see these Madonnas and shit, and y'all take them lock, stock, and barrel. No, that phenotype is, you know what I'm saying? That's the Caucasoid. Okay, that's not the African goddess and child. Okay, but the blackness will trick you. It's just, let me worship the black. That's ISIS. No, that ain't no ISIS. That's some goddamn Cro-Magnon Neanderthal with some goddamn spray paint on. You see what I'm saying? Don't be fooled. You can't get fooled into that. And so so there's some ancient traditions in it. And then when you go in there, again, if you walk down from a statue that they call Peter, which is Saturn, you'll go down that same hallway, and then they got the statue of Moses with the horns on his head, which ain't nothing but Pan. Okay, so when you see that Saturn and Pan are interchangeable, they're two sides of the same coin. That's why when you come into December, which is it's the house of Capricorn, but it's the zodiac of it's the house of Saturn, but it's the zodiac of Capricorn. You see what I'm saying? In the house of Saturn. So you see they interchangeable, that goat deity and Saturn. So you walk right down there and you see Moses with the horns, which is Pan. So they continue to venerate all the ancient Greco gods and goddesses. And I show you, and I'm going to go into this next one where we talk about Venus, and you see Venus standing on the seashell. I believe she was born out of the seashell. You see the seashell opened up, and Venus was full. She wasn't even a baby. She was a full-grown woman. You see, but the seashell is sacred to Venus. And you can go right now, and I showed y'all yesterday, and I'm going to show you in the next one, where when they go to the christening bowl, the bowl where they baptize the child is made in the form of a seashell. And even when he dipped and matter of fact, I had the Pope up there yesterday before he died. I talked about him yesterday. He was baptizing a baby, and he went down in the baptismal bowl, and he got the water out of there with a shell. It looked just like a shell. So a lot of the traditions of the Greco-Roman mythology carried over into Catholicism. You see, so when you talk about that Pope, he's still the vicar of Rome. He still continues on many of their mystery cults, their mystery religions. And so it's very mysterious that he would die the day after. I would not be surprised if they spiked one of his Easter eggs and got him on up out of there. And if you watch that Godfather 3, you'll see where they knocked one of the popes off. Now you could go look. Now they say they can't prove it, but a lot of people believe that they knocked one of the popes off. They assassinated him. If you go watch, you could go look it up on YouTube. It'll come up. And they did like a part of that in Godfather 3, where they knocked the Pope off because he was double dealing where he was with the mafia and shit. No, it was one of the bankers. He was dealing with the mafia. They was, funneling money through the Vatican bank, and somehow money came up missing and shit. And the Pope found out about it. You know what I'm saying? So they knocked him off. But a lot of them guys that was connected to it, they was knocked off too. You know what I'm saying? Some of them committed suicide. Some of them was knocked off. So it's not above and beyond, for them to knock a pope off. Don't get it twisted. They've been doing that shit. And I don't believe it was the first one. They done knocked off a whole lot of them. If you go down and look at history, if they went against certain kings and, they knock them off. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, I most definitely will be black tomorrow. We're going to touch on this in a deeper because there's probably going to be all type of news reports up about Pope Francis, dead at 88, died the very next day after Easter. What a hell of a coincidence. I appreciate y'all being out here today, family. I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to share with your family and friends. Yeah, the dude that got stabbed with the glass. No. Was he did he get? No, not that guy. No, not that guy. Wait a minute. I don't know which one you talking about. You talking about the dude who got stabbed with the glass. I don't think they stabbed that Pope. You probably talking about one of the other. It probably was no, I don't, because I remember they shot one coming down the stairs. I believe that was the banker. The other guy hung himself over the bridge, but the Pope, I think they put something in his food. So you had to read. I wasn't looking at the comments. It was wrong birthday. Oh, it was? Ain't that a coincidence? Yeah. All right, family. I'll be right back. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you too, nephew. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Get over there in that chat. Support the general. We doing a hell of a work out here for our people. Black Power.